Welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name's Hillary, and today we're doing a monthly crystals video where I work with a crystal for an entire month, and I research it and work with it and do all that, and then I tell you what I learned, what I thought, what I didn't like, what I loved, all of that. So in March 2026, I worked with Jet. You can kind of see the little bit of right there, there's a little bit of opaqueness. So, first, remember this is my experience. Your experience may be different, and if it is, please let me know. I love hearing other people's stories. So, in February, there was a lot of Jet coming up and you know, I'm looking at it in person and in the camera, you can't see all the cool, like, you can kind of see the little bit of light area right there, but there's a whole bunch you can't see. Okay, I keep getting distracted. Anyway, in February I kept Jet kept coming up. I saw it on several other people's channels. It was in the Witching Stones book that I reviewed, and it just kept coming up a lot. So I took it as a hint that I should work with Jet for March. Now, I have to say, before we get started, and I kind of brought this up in last week's video, in the Positive Energy Journal video, March was kind of a mentally exhausting month for some reason, and it felt very heavy, and I'm glad I chose a protective kind of grounding crystal. And I had so much planned for March, and I just mentally couldn't do it. I have so many videos still recorded. You're gonna see my St. Patrick's Day, the golden green chrome powder nails coming up soon, because I still have videos that I recorded and they're not edited. I couldn't do it in March, and I've got a whole bunch of videos lined up that I'm going to record today, so you'll see these nails quite a bit. But it just, I don't know, it felt too much, and we'll get more into that here in a little bit. But I found something really interesting in the Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Crystals, Gem and Metal Magic. I wanted to read it, and there was no way I could summarize it just right, so I'm going to read it here. So when Jet is continuously worn on the body, it is thought to absorb part of the wearer's soul. While this is true of many stones, Jet was presumed to be doubly powerful, and such stones were carefully guarded, for in the wrong hands they could be used to manipulate the original wearer. I thought that was kind of a little bit creepy, but also kind of interesting. And I don't think that part of my soul was absorbed into my piece of Jet. I don't believe that. But I think it kind of gave me that heavy feeling. And I kind of think that's what Scott Cunningham was kind of explaining, or what they thought back then, is that if you wear it, there's that heavy feeling. And I don't know for sure that's what that was, but to me that's kind of how I felt. It was kind of I don't know if it's saying it's a soul deep heaviness. It was definitely a mental heaviness. So anyway, okay, and just FYI, we're coming into air conditioning season here in Oklahoma, so I know some of you are still dealing with snow, but it's warm here, so I don't know if you can hear, I'm sure you can hear the wind. It's really windy today, but I need to record some stuff. But the air conditioner is probably going to kick in, so I'll have to start taking air conditioning breaks. get ready for those. All right. So, jet is also known as witch's amber or black amber. It's created in a similar way to as amber, and I should have pulled a piece of amber. I pulled out so many other crystals for other videos. I should have pulled that out. Anyway, so amber is fossilized tree sap, and jet is fossilized tree. Now, it's not petrified, it's fossilized, so that's why it's black, and I don't have a petrified wood piece here nearby. Anyway, that's why the petrified wood still looks like wood, is it's petrified, whereas jet is fossilized. Like amber, it can become electrically charged when rubbed with wool or silk. I want to try that so bad. I've got some wool socks in storage. I don't think I've got any silk, but that would be, if anybody has that and has a piece of jet or amber, please share that. That's kind of cool. I've heard that before about amber. Jet removes unwanted attachments and absorbs negativity. To me, it was a gentle absorption. I've talked about how black tourmaline is my favorite protection crystal. If you've watched any of my videos, past videos, you hear me talk about protection crystals. Black tourmaline is my favorite. And it does the same thing. It absorbs the negative energy. And to me, jet does the same thing, but kind of in a more gentle way. And that could be my connection to black tourmaline. My connection to black tourmaline is so strong that I can tell when it's doing something. Jet, it was similar, but not as, I don't want to say not as strong. It just, how do I describe it? So black tourmaline, I can feel it pull it out. And jet to me kind of felt like it was just, well, gently, just a little bit at a time. Like making sure I didn't notice, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to explain it. Jet is good for meditation. I have a hard time with meditation. I either get stuck in my head and can't shut it off, which is usually what it is, or I just don't feel like doing it. And I think jet helped me a little with the getting stuck in my head part. I think it was trying to block the negative stuff that I usually, if I'm sitting in quiet too long, I start thinking of all the what ifs, all the negative stuff that could happen. And I think jet was trying to shut those off, but I don't think it was quite working fully. Does that make sense? Jet helps heal grief. Maybe. I swear, I don't mean to talk about my dog that died in November so much, but St. Patrick's Day was the anniversary of when we met her. So I struggled. And that's just part of the healing process. Okay, that was our first air conditioner break. It was good timing because I think I was stuck. So anyway, healing grief. I think it was doing it. Alright, next, jet is known to increase the effectiveness of magic when placed on the altar or other workspace. I didn't try this. I only have this one piece of jet, and I kept it in my pocket all the time. I am going to add it to my money bowl after I'm done recording this. Here in a little bit, you'll hear more about the money stuff, but like I've said before, my altar space is very small, so I kind of have like 5 altars in one tiny space. And so I really only have one kind of working magic altar, and the money bowl, because that's super easy to do. And I think I'm going to put this in there. There's a piece of wood. Next, Jet is grounding, especially for daydreamers. It's definitely grounding. I'd say it's not as strong as like an agate or a petrified wood, though. It's more gentle grounding, and I think that's probably how it helps in meditation. When I did the petrified wood video, I talked about how it made sense for the petrified wood to be grounding, and it's the same thing with the jet, because this used to be part of a tree, or well, I guess it's still technically, anyway, a living tree. And so it makes sense that a piece of a tree would be grounding. And I think it's still the same thing goes with the jet. And like I was saying, I think that groundingness is what helps with the meditation. Jet is cleansing. I could see that, especially with the removing of the unwanted attachments and absorbing negative energy that we talked about, the first thing. I didn't really do any cleansing in March. Jet is an anti-nightmare crystal. I didn't have any nightmares, and I didn't have any of the vivid weird dreams like what I was having when I carried the rose quartz. I also did not sleep as hard as I did as when I was carrying the rose quartz. Go watch that video to hear about that. I don't know. So I haven't been carrying this piece of jet as of recording this. Probably 4 or 5 days now, and I don't know. I don't see. It's so hard to tell. I do work with it for a month, but honestly, to really learn a lot, it needs to kind of be longer. But I can't do longer. But I don't know if the not sleeping as deeply had to do with like the mental heaviness I was dealing with, or if that was all just the jet. It's hard to tell. Jet alleviates unreasonable fears. I think that maybe happened. There are a lot of what if scenarios going on in my head the past few months with different things going on in my life. I don't know if there are just so many scenarios I can't figure out what to freak out about, or if Jet really did kind of help calm that down a little bit. I'm gonna say it did help, though, because I am a notorious worrier and internally freak out kind of person. I mean, seem calm, but inside my head is going 50 different directions of playing out all the what ifs, and I'll worry something even though it looks like I'm calm about it. But I don't think I got to that internal freak out moment. Jet can help protect against violence and illness. I didn't have any violence or illnesses, so I'd say that helped. Not that I have a lot of violence or illness. Jet helps open psychic experiences and assists quest for spiritual enlightenment. I don't think I experienced anything like this in March, so I don't know about that one. Here's Jet can help stabilize finances and protect businesses. And I think something like this needs to be judged after more than a month. There's another, I think, kind of finances and health stuff, I think really need to be more than a month. You need to work with it. I am, like I said before, I am going to add it to my money bowl and see what happens there. Jet helps promote taking control of your life. I'm not sure how to judge this one. I'm gonna say maybe that happened on this one. I don't know. Jet balances mood swings and alleviates depression. I think it definitely helped with mood swings and maybe helped depression a little bit too. That's also another hard one to judge in a month. Jet cleanses root chakra, purify and cleanses the aura. So we'll be seeing Jet again in the root chakra video coming up. I'm hopefully going to record that one today, so hopefully it'll be soon. The protection and grounding properties of Jet definitely make this a good root chakra crystal. For health, remember to follow your doctor's advice. Don't just use crystals. Use crystals to help the doctor's treatments and medications and all that. Don't just depend on crystals. So Jet helps treat migraines, epilepsy, and colds. It diminishes glandular and lymphatic swelling and heals stomach pain. It's used for menstrual cramps. That's all those. I don't have any of those or had any of those in March. But like I said, health ones are always so hard to judge. So, in conclusion, I really like Jet a lot. I don't think I would add it to my favorites list, but I would definitely recommend it to other people. You know, there's just some crystals that, you know, after I work with it, I think, oh, I gotta go get some more. And with this one, I think one piece is good for me. I had never really worked, I don't even remember why I got this piece or where I got it from. So I don't think I've really ever connected to it. It wasn't like I don't want to work with it. I think it didn't feel right yet, I guess. But I liked it. I really liked it a lot. I'm gonna still do some stuff with it. It's a very gentle grounding and protective crystal, and if you're into the unique sciencey type crystals that have the unique formations and stuff, like amber, jet, a lot of the fossilized type stuff, this would be a really good one for you. So that is Jet. If you've got any questions or want to share your experience, be sure to do that. And then for April, I'm working with Milky Quartz, also called Snore Quartz. Now these look just like rocks, and that's pretty much what they were. They were from our yard. You can see they've been washed, but they still have the dirt. These were from our yard when we lived in Colorado. In Colorado, there's a lot of quartz and like our fill rock, that like landscaping or driveways, stuff like that. There was a lot of quartz in like when you order rock to be put in your driveway or something like that. Most of those had a lot of quartz in them, and this white, pretty, milky, snowy quartz was a big one. Here in Oklahoma, it's usually limestone and kind of boring and gray, so I haven't picked any of those up. But I wanted to work with something different, something not as well known, and when I was looking through the properties in my little card thing. I really liked what the properties for Milky Quartz were, and I felt it was a good time to work with it. So I'm going to be working with Milky Quartz, also known as Snowy Quartz. I think it's also called White Quartz, and I can't think of, there's another one I can't think of what it is off the top of my head though. So that's what I'm working with April. I think, let's see, it's this piece I'm carrying because it's kind of a good round, easy piece. It goes with my other stuff. But if you've got any questions about that, put those in the comments too, and we'll talk about it next month. And let me know what you think about Jet and your experiences and questions and all that. And I'm sending you lots of positive energy, and I will see you next time.